morning, it's Hiker Dude Dad. It's a chilly day here at the southeast corner of Pennsylvania. We're in Chester County at the White Clay Creek Preserve. This is a state park. It is the only Pennsylvania state park that's designated as a preserve. We're here, we're going to do the Twin Valley Trail, loop it back to the Tri-State Trail, and we are going to cross into Maryland and Delaware today. Okay, so White Clay Creek Preserve, there's a big section up here. This is our section right here, and then there is a Big Elk Creek section which is out this way. So we're here at the end of Ark Corner Road. We're going to come down here and we'll be on this Twin Valley Trail. Here are the Twin Valleys that we'll pass. Then we'll come down to the Tri-State marker, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania. Come out on here, kind of cross over into Delaware and back up here, and then we're going to this Ark Corner Monument. So here's the line between Pennsylvania and Maryland, and then this big sweeping arc goes up, and I will talk more about that in a second. So an interesting spot here, butted up against the border of Delaware. White Clay Creek Preserve is the Pennsylvania section. Below the Delaware border, it is also a state park for Delaware called White Clay Creek State Park. Pennsylvania part is 2,000 acres. We're in South Chester County. We're only 3 miles north of Newark, Delaware. And this land was given to Pennsylvania and Delaware by the DuPont Company back in 1984. White Clay Creek itself, which we'll see a little later, I'm going to stop at that section north of here. White Clay Creek itself is a National Wild and Scenic River. I've been to a couple of those, namely Theodore Parker Natural Area had one going through it, but those are waterways that have scenic, recreational, cultural, or wildlife value to them and are preserved as such. All right, so here's the first split. We're going to take this trail counterclockwise here. So we'll be walking west first, and we're going to head around through the Twin Valleys and down to the Tri-State Monument. So when we get there, we'll have, Pennsylvania will be the long border, everything north of the marker. And then Delaware is to the southeast and Maryland to the southwest. So this is also the Mason-Dixon Trail, which I was very confused when I saw that we'd be on it today. It starts way west of here in Cumberland County at Whiskey Springs along the AT. And it shoots due east basically to the Susquehanna River. And I've been on a couple sections along the Susquehanna River where it goes south all the way into Maryland to Havre de Grace along the Susquehanna. And then when you get to Havre de Grace, it goes east again over here through White Clay Creek Preserve, and eventually turns north again and then follows the arc that I will be talking about all the way up kind of clockwise around the arc, and then north to Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania. So it's a 200 mile trail, and we're on it right now. All right, so I've already crossed several bridges here. A review that I saw of this trail of this loop on All Trails said that you'll cross 17 bridges. So I've already got about 3 or 4 down, and I don't even think I'm a half mile in. Another bridge. So we're basically in the Twin Valleys right now. Stream cutting through below us. Another one, looks like they joined there maybe. But this is so far a nice easy trail here. Kind of on the side of a hill. Definitely moving into the second of the two valleys here. Looks like it definitely was two streams that come together and then flow south. We're less than a mile into the walk and we've been through both valleys here. Oh hey, another bridge. So bridge number 7, I believe is in a third valley. I've seen some references to Twin Valley Trail and one reference actually, I think back at the trailhead, to the Tri-Valley Trail. So 1, 2, I think I'm in the third one. I'm gonna call it a third one. Bridge number 8, and I know this because when you go counterclockwise, they are numbered. Okay, so right after bridge 10, we will eventually continue on the Tri-State Trail, Mason-Dixon Trail, but Tri-State Monument is out to the right here. Here we go. A little block here. All right. So right now, I'm in Maryland. P for Pennsylvania, P for Pennsylvania. Okay, so I think this is it. Map-wise, we're right where we should be for this to be the Tri-Corner Tri-State Monument. There's a marker on top that does have an M, a D, and a P on it, but this side is engraved with an M. This side is engraved with an M. The other two sides both have P's on it. 1849 is the year on the marker, but it's PPMM. Not sure where the D is. First state, no respect, I guess, on the Tri-State marker. More research needs to be done. So here's the survey marker on top, and I see an M, D, and P corner. So this has to be it. I'm just not sure why there's no D. I thought one side would have a D, one side would have an M, and one side would have a P, or two sides would have a P, because we're kind of at a T. Behind me is Pennsylvania, this way is Maryland, and that way is Delaware. So it's kind of a T where they come, with Pennsylvania being the long border, top of the T, everything going north, and then Delaware to the southeast and Maryland to the southwest. So not sure what's going on here, but I don't know. I'll look into it. If you're counting bridges at home, this one is number 12. That Tri-State marker was between bridges 10 and 11 when you're going counterclockwise around the loop. So we're heading back up into Pennsylvania here for a bit. Pretty straight trail here, and then we will get to the Arc Corner Monument pretty soon. And we will definitely officially be in Delaware. I mean, I'm pretty sure we were back there, but there just wasn't a big D to tell me so. So I still can't find any answers. I'm Googling stuff. Still can't find any answers to why it only has M and P on it. But the border there was surveyed by astronomer Charles Mason and surveyor Jeremiah Dixon, Mason-Dixon line. They cut across the border there at the request of William Penn to settle border disputes between Pennsylvania and Maryland. So there was originally a wooden marker placed there, but then that got moved. Some army guy went back and replaced the marker, but in the wrong spot, and then they finally surveyed it correctly and put that marker down. Still looking for reasons why. Delaware is not represented on it though. And I was watching on here, but on this pole we are crossing back into Pennsylvania, back from our 5-minute excursion to Delaware. All right, so we just crossed this road here and we have the Arc Corner Monument all to ourselves. All right, so this is the Delaware side. What does it say? Thomas F. Bayard, John H. Hoffecker, B.L. Lewis, M.D. Commissioner is Daniel Farah, Supervisor. Field work executed by the, oh boy, something State Coast and Geodesic Survey. Pennsylvania over here. A bunch of names also. And then 1892 when this was placed. Alright, so then here is the image on top, which I think is pretty awesome here. So here are the state borders. So this wedge here going where we came from here, northwest, is Pennsylvania. This little chunk, and then all the rest of this from this line down and over, all of this is Delaware. All right, so hopefully the road isn't going to be too loud here, but I've got a bunch of notes, and sorry for reading this, but at this Arc Corner Monument, the arc is basically a drawn border. It's a 12-mile arc. It's a 12-mile radius, which extends from the courthouse in Newcastle, Delaware, and the radius comes out and makes a basically a 24-mile diameter circle, but 12-mile radius from Newark, and that's what makes that perfectly curved southeast border of Pennsylvania. So from here, basically the arc is going out that way, and Delaware is out here, Pennsylvania is behind me. The arc continues southwest, and as soon as it turns to where the edge of the circle can go south, a tangent line was drawn south. That is that big long western border of Delaware. It's a tangent from this 12-mile arc. There is a little wedge area up top, so the arc comes down and then extends out and then down, and Delaware has this little wedge area from the circle, from the arc up to the Pennsylvania border and over. That wedge has been seriously like disputed for years, and honestly, thinking about this now, maybe that's why Delaware was not on the tri-state border. That is the map's tri-state border, but perhaps whoever placed that there was disputing the arc. That's my theory. So anyway, Arc Corner Monument, basically a wedge. This way and this way is Pennsylvania, and then everything else out here is Delaware. This is the Arc Monument. All right, so I'm going to take Arc Corner Road back to the parking lot. It's not far that way, but one last bit about the Arc Corner. New Jersey, also part of this dispute with the wedge and the arc and everything else. New Jersey has two pieces of its coast on the Delaware River that actually, the tips of them, because of the arc, belong to Delaware. Finn's Island and Artificial Island are in New Jersey, but on the eastern side, that arc goes over across the Delaware River and nips New Jersey just a little bit there. So you can't get to those areas of Delaware from Delaware except by boat or through mainland New Jersey. When the arc goes on the northeast side, it cuts the Delaware River north and south. So the Delaware River south of the arc is Delaware's up to New Jersey's coast, and in this case including the tips of those two little peninsulas basically right there. So that's wild. New Jersey and Delaware have been fighting over that since day one. Each state's Supreme Court, I think, has ruled in favor of their own state as this is yours. But if you look at maps today, those little tips of Finns Island and Artificial Island are Delaware's, even though they are mainland New Jersey. Interesting bridge right here. They don't want bikes coming up here. So this is almost like those cow-proof fences. Look how narrow this area is to slip through. Almost like those cow fences that we saw in Utah. Cows are like too wide and long to kind of get through them, and same thing here for bikes. All right, so we're up in the main area now. Drove just 7 minutes up the road here to just more north in Pennsylvania here. So there's some buildings over here and everything. I'm going to walk to where the east branch and the middle branch of White Clay Creek actually come together. And I know I've spoken a lot on this video. I don't know if you guys like the history lessons or not. It feels a little bit like a lecture, but I think these places do have some good history, and I'm trying to get into it more and more. So comment below if you like it or not, and I can keep doing that stuff, or I can just show off nature. But one more history lesson here when we get to the confluence here of the White Clay Creek. All right, so down there's White Clay Creek. Here are the ruins of a bridge. You can see a bump over there on the far side. I guess there was a bridge here. Let's go down here and check it out, where these two waterways come together and create this national scenic river. Slush over there. All right, so we have the middle branch of White Clay Creek coming down here, and the main branch comes over here, and right where this big tree is fallen is where they combine and then head south to Delaware. So the little kind of peninsula in here where they come together, the confluence if you will, used to be a Lenape settlement here called Opasiskunk, which appears on a survey map from 1699, but there are no remains here, nothing, no evidence, but it was here. The Lenape chief Kikilapin lived there, and he is the one that sold this tract of land to William Penn, founder of Pennsylvania. So yeah, lots of stories I guess over the years of how all the land in this area with the three state borders and everything changed hands, and all that from you know, way back in history, even up to the current time there when the DuPont company, I guess, sold the land back to Pennsylvania and Delaware to create this state park preserve, which is awesome. This water is beautiful. I love this little rock beach here. It is fantastic. Gonna head back to those buildings there and see if there's anything interesting back there. So I had a plan for the southern extension of this trip, doing the monuments and everything, but Up here didn't really have a plan, but I did realize I can get back on the Mason-Dixon trail right here and walk between this meadow and follow White Clay Creek down and back to the parking lot where I was. So I think I'm going to do that because this is a very scenic river. Iceberg. Here's the London Tract Meeting House. Restricted entry. But we'll look around here, see if there's any cool headstones. So some interesting setups. There's these brick low walls with big slabs on top. Some of them are moved, so either there's zombies, but really cool headstones here and everything. A lot of them knocked down, but very old. A lot of 1700s, 1800s. So if you're into that kind of thing. So down from the London Meeting House, which does actually have bathrooms, restrooms on this end, is the park office here. Seems to be closed. And here's my car. So thank you very much for watching. This has been fantastic. This checks off another state park for me. I believe I'm up to 24 now. It's Creek Week. I'm going to head to French Creek State Park tomorrow and check that one off too. So yeah, this has been fun. We were in 3 states today, checking out White Clay Creek Preserve. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, tell a friend, ring that bell, get some notifications because I got a lot of content coming. Thank you. See you later.